Hello, can you guys hear me?
Can.
Hello.
Yes, we can
Yeah,
hear
we
you.
hear you clear.
Okay.
Hello, guys, we're live. Oh,
Okay, thank you very much. Um, one one second, please. Okay. So, all right. Good evening, everyone. Um, Once again, you're very much welcome to this very special series. We've been really having a very fantastic time thus far, and I was going through our posts on social media. I saw a lot of persons were even excited. And I see a lot of persons, confirm that if you miss this, if you miss the previous ones, you don't want to miss this one. So, well, trust me, you really don't want to miss this one. And also, that's why we're here live on YouTube. So, if you miss any part, you can always come back to review it. So, thank you so very much once again. It's super exciting to um, get to host this interesting session. I'm King Henry Ize by name. I'm the community manager for um, Imo State, and I'm super excited to be amongst seasoned experts. Um, Luashen, beautiful evening to you. Is leading growth at Cleva as well as Tega, who's been a seasoned remote worker and product designer. Super exciting to be amongst the midst. So good evening once again. If you can just maybe um, unmute and share your face and get to say hi to our fellows. Thank you.
All right. Okay. Thank you very much. It's a pleasure, King Gary. Thank you so much for the opportunity. Um, okay. So I think I'll allow Tega also say hi and introduce herself.
Okay. Hi, King Henry. Nice to meet you. Hi, Sheon. Good evening, everybody. My name is Tega, popularly known as Tega Designs. I'm a UI/UX designer. I'm a remote worker and a techie. So yeah, and I'll be sharing some insight here today, and hoping everybody can, have a thing or two to take back home from today's session. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, you're muted, King Gary. You're muted.
Thank you so much, Shane. Thank you so much, Shane. So yeah, thank you so much, Shane, and also Tega. Super exciting to get to have you, and I'm particularly very excited about this one. Here in 3MTT, we're like the largest accelerator program in the world, and we are doing way beyond just training and equipping people with technical skills, and it's very, very important and imperative that as our fellows are gaining these technical skills, we want to also be able to power not just our digital economy but of course for talent exports. And you know some of us have actually been able to land some gigs, whether remote, internationally or even locally here. We really know how much time, like, how much rejections we've been able to accrue in the past. If you type search on an email and say, we're sorry, or unfortunately, you see a lot of those. And so this is something very our fellows really want to learn about, most especially, from Tega Designs. You've been landing remote jobs for quite a while now. How have you been able to, how have you been able to, how have you been able to, be consistent in this, finding yourself on various gigs and jobs, and most especially because it's very easy to get just any job, but really high paying gigs that will really enable us not just take care of ourselves, but of course our families and those that are very much connected to us. So without further ado, I would love to also leave the floor for you to maybe give us introduction, and tell us about your profile and a couple of things you've worked on. Thank you so much. Over to you guys.
All right, thank you, King Henry. Um, Before Tega proceeds with sharing her screen, and I'm really excited because Tega has a lot of amazing tips to share today. Even from her personal experience, she'll be really diving into a lot. So if you're here, you've acquired this skill, you've always asked yourself, how can I monetize my income, my skills? How can I um, get foreign clients? How can I sustain these foreign clients? Please pay very good attention, get your pen and your paper. Tega would really be breaking down the myths, and really I know her personally, so I know she has a lot of experience with even people in the industry who have earned thousands and thousands of dollars from gigs. So if you're a freelancer, you're in tech, this particular session is one you don't want to miss, right? And we are super excited to also bring this session to you at Clever because for us, we believe so much in providing resources and enabling the tech ecosystem, right? So if you've been asking yourself, what does Clever do? So Clever is that platform built for you as a freelancer or remote worker, who would like to earn, foreign income, right? So with Clever, you can get a USD account, a dollar account, which you can use to receive payments from your clients and businesses, in the US, right? You can also use Clever to receive payments from platforms, platforms like Upwork, Stripe, PayPal, even TikTok, like as a content creator, or Google AdSense. Think of all the places you want to start earning in dollars, right? Clever helps you to get paid, right? So it's not until when this opportunity now comes, because Tega is going to teach you a lot. So it's not until when the opportunity comes before you now start to think of how do I get this payment, right? It is important you have a Clever account, and then you're able to now, take advantage of the opportunity. The other opportunities Clever also presents you is a dollar card, which you can use to pay for things, right? I think it's very important for every tech person to have a dollar card handy, because sometimes you want to pay for Chat GPT, you want to pay for Figma subscription, you want to pay on Spotify, you need to pay for different things online, courses, So Clever gives you a dollar card that allows you to pay for anything online, anywhere. You can even pay for ads, using the Clever dollar card, right? So it makes things easy for you. And there are a lot of other benefits as to why Clever can help you as a tech person. So Tega will be sharing a lot more on that. But one thing I will say is, if you've been thinking of how to sign up on Clever, please check the chat. The URL is going to be pinned on the chat. So once you click on the link, it takes you to sign up on Clever. Or if you go on your app store, your Play Store, be it on Android or iOS, and you type Clever, you see the app. So once you sign up, just use 3MCT as a referral code, right? Because on the sign up process, see 3MCT. So it's very fast, very straightforward. Do that, and then you are all set up. I'll also be on the call. So in case while you're signing up, you have any questions, I'm here to also guide you. But we're super excited at Clever to, sponsor this session and also bring more opportunities to you. So I'll be handing over to Tega now, and then you'll be learning. Thank you so much, everyone. Tega, over to you.
Thank you so much, Sheon. Yeah, so let's get right into it. Today's session is focused on how to sustain high-paying jobs and high-paying clients. Okay, so we are going to start from the very beginning. Just give me a few seconds to share my screen. Okay, go again. Okay, all right. So can you guys see my screen?
Yes, yes. Go
Yes,
ahead.
yes.
Oh, okay. Good. So, like I said earlier, today's session is focused on how to sustain high-paying foreign jobs and clients. Now, we are going to start from the very beginning, right? High-paying jobs, high-paying foreign jobs are jobs that typically pays in dollars in good figures like six figures from millions. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody wants to live that level of earning 200,000 naira, 300,000 naira on a project. Especially as freelancers, remote workers, we all aim for that big, high paying job. And that is like everybody's dream. I want to learn a skill. I want to start making money. And I don't want to start making like 200K, 150K. I want to make good jobs. I want to get high paying gigs. So, how do we position ourselves to get this type of gig? And when we finally get this type of jobs and gigs, how do we sustain it? Okay, so let's dive right in. We're going to start with a little bit of backstory about me. Like I said earlier, my name is Tega, popularly known as Tega Designs. I am an expert mobile app and website designer. I also develop websites using no-code tools such as Shopify and WordPress. So if you need a website design, a mobile app design, I'm an expert in that, and I also develop websites with Shopify and WordPress. So, since the beginning of my career, I've worked on multiple industries and multiple projects. I've worked on fintech projects, media tech, health tech, e-commerce, and many others. And I've worked with many brands, both home and abroad. And I actually kickstarted my tech career with a Silicon Valley startup in California. Right now, I have a full time role and I also freelance by the side. And yeah, these are my social media handles on Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, and LinkedIn. So, general overview about this presentation and this session. So, we are going to be discussing practical strategies on how to get winning jobs, winning how to win high-favoring jobs and clients, and how to sustain these clients and jobs. So we are going to walk through how to attract them through smart positioning, how to build trust through networking and content creation. We're also going to brush through how to retain these high-paying jobs and clients with professional communication and adaptability. Okay, so the agenda for today, the first thing on the list is attracting high-paying clients. So we are going to be discussing how to attract high-paying clients. And the second thing on the agenda is retaining long-term clients. So we've gotten these high-paying clients. How do we retain them for long-term purpose? We don't want just one-off projects. You don't want to taste high paying jobs just once, you want it to be constant. So when you get this opportunity, how can you retain them? The next thing on the agenda is building a powerful network. So whatever we do, having a strong network that can help your career is really, really important. And this is what we are going to be touching on, part of what we are going to touch on today. And the last one on the agenda is project management and communication. So I'm going to be teaching and talking about how to handle your project, the proper way, how to keep them organized, and how to communicate with your clients. Okay. So let's start with the first thing on the agenda, which is attracting high-paying clients. Now, how do we attract high-paying clients? As freelancers, as people that have learned a skill, we have the skill now, we need a job. And we don't just need any type of job or any type of gig. We need the high-paying ones, right? So the first thing you do is you have to position yourself as the go-to expert. When I say position yourself as the go-to expert, I mean everything about you, from your social media to the way you position yourself on job platforms like LinkedIn. So let's use LinkedIn for example. On LinkedIn, you have your job title section. What you write in your job title section really, really matters. Some people don't even use the keywords that a client will likely search for when they need their services. So what you have in your profile as a whole, the way your profile is optimized, will let people know that you're an expert at what you do. Starting from what you have in your bio, what you have in your job title, your about you, the about us section, the way you're going to write everything about you and your professional career, like the industries you've worked in, what do you do, what tools do you use to get your job done, what type of clients do you typically work with, or what niche. Like for instance, I'm a mobile app designer. Do I only niche have I niched down to fintech products alone? All this should be in your bio. It should be, even if it's your social media handles you used to get for getting jobs, you need to write things that will let people know that, oh, this is what this person does, and this person has been doing this for like 4 years or 3 years. You need to put important information that will make you stand out and that will position you as an expert. So if I'm a client that wants to hire somebody and I go to, let's say LinkedIn, I go to your LinkedIn profile, the first thing I'll be looking at is your profile picture. What type of profile picture do you have on your page? Are you looking dirty? Are you looking rough in your profile picture? Do you look professional? Do you look like you know what you're doing? That is the first thing I'm going to be looking at. The next thing is the job title. What do you say you do? I want to look at it and see if it aligns with what I'm looking for. So that's the next thing I'll be looking at. After that, I'm going to your about us. I want to read about you. So your LinkedIn, your social media should all be like your digital CV. It should be like a footprint where I can go to check everything about your career. That is if you are serious about landing high-paying clients. So now I'm currently reading your about us section. I want to know exactly what you do, the type of clients you've worked with in the past, how long you've been doing this. So for instance, for myself, I'm going to write like in my about us, I'll write something like Hi, my name is Tega. I'm a mobile app designer. I use Figma for designing. I use Shopify and WordPress for developing websites. I've been doing this for 3 years plus. I've been doing this for 4 years plus. I've worked with multiple brands ranging from fintech, e-commerce, and if I only do e-commerce project, I'm going to write it there like I'm an expert at e-commerce designs and e-commerce websites only, so that the client will know that anything regarding e-commerce is what I do. So you need to put all the necessary details. For instance, a graphic designer that only uses Canva and a client wants to hire a graphic designer that uses Photoshop. Now, if you don't have that information on your page, you will not make it easy for a client that wants to hire you to know that, oh, you actually use the tool they are looking for. They need a graphic designer that uses Photoshop. But you did not write in your bio that, oh, I use Canva or I use Photoshop. How will they know that you are an expert on this? Like they wouldn't know if you don't put those informations there. So you need to position yourself as an expert. And the way you position yourself is first the information on your social media, the information on the job platforms that you use to get jobs. So you need to position yourself as an expert there. And also you need to pin your best work to your profile. If you are using Twitter, you can pin your best work on your profile on Twitter. If you are using LinkedIn, there's a section called featured section on LinkedIn. The featured section is for you to feature your best work. That is what that section is meant for. So it should not just be about random posts that doesn't show what you do. It should be used to feature your best work so that a client that doesn't really want to go through that stress of scrolling through your profile one by one to check all your posts, the client can just go to your featured section and check the works you have there, and they will know that, oh, okay, this is nice, I like this, I want something like this for myself, and then they can decide if they want to hire you or not. Then the second thing that you need to do if you want to attract high paying clients is content. Content is really, really important. This needs to be like hammered in. Anybody that really wants to make good money and wants high paying clients, you need to create content. Especially if you don't have that referral, you have not worked with many clients that can always refer you, because you can get jobs through referrals. But if you don't have the client base for referral, you need to focus on content. If you are a virtual assistant, create content. Show us a day in your life as a virtual assistant. Show us the tools you use for work. For instance, you use Asana to manage some projects. Show us how you use the tool, how you worked on a client's work, how neat it was, what your client said. Create content around what you do. If you're a creative like a graphic designer or a website designer or a mobile app designer, and you can post your work like the graphics, you can like export an image or a video of what you've done. You can make it into a content. You can post your work on social media platforms. You can post your work on LinkedIn with really good captions explaining the thought process and what you did in this work, what you did that makes it stand out. Like just explain, let people understand and feel like, okay, this person actually knows what they are doing and I want to work with them. So you need to focus on creating really good content around what you do. Now, on content, there are so many things you need to know about creating content. Aside from just creating content, you need to know the right time to push your content out there, right? So there's content timing, there's content style, because what works for TikTok does not work for LinkedIn. What works for LinkedIn does not work for Instagram. And that is how it varies for different platforms. So you need to study, you need to actually take your time and study what works for each platform. And if you've decided that you only want to focus on one platform, that is also fine. But you need to actually study what works for that platform. For instance, long form content works better on LinkedIn. If you take long form content to TikTok, it might not work. And now on Twitter, you do not need to post images. You only need to write your tweets and it might go viral. But on LinkedIn, you need to write, you need to attach images. So there are different content stand. Then on TikTok, you need to post videos. So you need to take your time and study the type of content style that work for each platform. So that is that about content style. Then the content timing is also very, very important. If you are looking to get um, clients from US, you need to post your content in their active hours, in their peak hours. So you cannot use Nigerian time to work or try to like target your content to people living in the United States. It doesn't work that way because when it's 8 a.m. here in Nigeria, it might be 9 p.m. over there, or maybe they are even sleeping. So the time difference is real. You need to take into consideration the time difference for your target audience, right? So you need to know your target audience, you need to know their peak hours, and you need to make sure your content timing aligns with theirs. So if for instance you decide to paste, like maybe you have majority of your audience right now from Africa and you have like minority from United States, but you still have audience in United States, but it's not too much. This is what you can do to ensure that both people in Nigeria or people in Africa and people in United States see your content. You can make your content like let's say 8 a.m. Nigerian time and go back in the afternoon to repost when the people in United States are active and awake. So you need to time your content to suit the needs of your target audience. Okay, so that's about content style, content timing, and there's a whole lot of things that goes into this content. The way you write your content, scheduling your content, making sure you don't get out of ideas. So it's a whole lot. So you need to take your time and know how to do it. Then another tip I have for content is when you start, especially if you are new in an industry, you've learned a skill, you don't know how to go about getting the job, you need to study people that have done this before you. Now, take two or three people that you look up to that are doing really, really well in your niche, in your industry, and then study their content style. What type of thing do they post? What time do they post it? How do they write their captions? Just study them, then pick little information from all these people that you studied and add your own unique voice to it to make you stand out. And that is how you do it. Because you might take one idea from Mr. A and take another idea from Mr. B and take the last one from Miss C and merge everything together in a way that makes sense and it will make you stand out. So it's important in as much as you want to have your own unique voice, you don't want to post content that is out of style or content that is not what people in your industry are doing. Okay, so that's that. Study people that have done this before you and are doing really, really well, and then try to emulate and mirror what they do, but in your own unique way. So the third point here, for us to attract high-paying clients is network with intention. Networking with intention is really, really important. So a lot of people, because I have a LinkedIn community where I teach people how to optimize their LinkedIn and how to get jobs on LinkedIn, and I also have Upwork community. So I tell my LinkedIn community members that you need to network with a purpose, you need to network with intention. You don't need, like, for instance, on your LinkedIn connections, you don't need your pastors or your church members as part of your network on your social media platform or on your job platforms like LinkedIn, because these people are not your target audience. They are not your target audience. Unless they all have businesses that they will need your services for, then that is fine. But if they don't need your service for anything and they will likely not employ you to do anything for them, then they are not your target audience. LinkedIn or whatever job platform you want to use is not a place to connect with your friends and family alone. It's for you to grow your career. It's just about your profession and your career growth and how to make money and how to get good jobs. So you need to network with people that will help you achieve that goal. You need to network with people that will likely need your service, people that you can learn from, and people you can grow together, people you can grow with. Like people that have done this before you. You can network if you are a developer, for instance, you can network with designers, you can network with founders, because founders will employ you to help them bring their ideas to life. Designers will likely get contracted like, oh, this I need you to design and develop. Now they can only do the design. They will need a developer to work with. Vice versa. If you're a virtual assistant, you need to connect with busy professionals that will need your service. So you need to network with intention. Before you send any connection request to anybody, or before you try to network and slide into anybody's DM that, oh, I like what you do, I want to network with you just to get to interact more on the timeline, you need to know that that person will serve a purpose in your career. Don't just be networking for fun. Network with purpose and intention. So the next thing we're going to be talking about is after you've gotten this job, how do you retain them? Okay, so the first thing here is understand their business goal. Now you've gotten a job, you've gotten a high paying job or a high paying gig. It could be a one time thing. The first thing you need to do is you need to understand your clients, you need to understand their business goal, you need to start asking the right questions. You don't just want to follow, let's say, because some clients will actually give you a job, but they don't know better. They just have a very rough idea of what they want to do. They don't really know how to bring that idea to life. Some freelancers or some remote workers will feel like, oh, maybe um, I don't really have any business trying to convince the client that, oh, this thing they want is not done this way. Let's do it this way. You just try to do exactly what the client said without asking question, without trying to understand exactly what their business goal is, so that you can also offer your professional advice to the client like, let's do it this way. What if we make this like this? I think it's going to be better for your business. And the only way you can offer your professional opinion is when you understand what the business your client has is all about, you understand your client's business goals, you'll be able to now give informed opinion and decision based on their business goal. That means you need to do your research, you need to ask questions, you need to know how things are done, and if there's anything that is not really aligning in what the clients want, offer your professional opinion. It's going to help. You don't need to shove it down their throat. You just need to let them see the reason why and how to do something better for them. So understand their business goals. The second thing is keep the relationship warm. So some clients can be annoying, we all know that, but you don't want to be cold to your clients, especially your high paying clients and people that give you high paying jobs, because they are going to help your career in the long run. So you want to keep the relationship warm. You want to be a bit friendly, do not overdo it, just be a bit friendly. Don't be cold. A simple good morning, Mr. Mike, or good morning, Mr. Daniel. This is what I'm doing today. Just keep it really warm. Show that you care about the business of your client and show that you care to some extent about your client. You should not be all about the money. They've paid me my money. I just want to get the job done and get out of here. If you have that mindset that you just want to get this particular job done and get out of here, then you are potentially closing the door to more collaborations and more jobs in the future. So you want to keep the relationship warm. You want to have this demeanor. You want to let the client know that you care about their business and their business goals, and you're not just all about the money. So keep the relationship between you and your client warm. Do not be mean. Do not be really difficult to talk to. Your client should not be scared to message you thinking, oh my God, this person is likely not going to answer me, or he will not even, he doesn't care. We're not on that level. Everybody is just do his work and go. Don't make it look like that. You're trying to build a relationship that will last long time. So you want to keep the relationship warm. So the next thing here is communication is key. This is really, really important. I worked on a project last year and the client told me that the initial website they had, now the developer doesn't respond to her chat anymore. And whenever she sends a message to the developer, sometimes it takes 2 weeks to respond to her. And she had so many changes and so many updates to make on the website. And the only way she can get it done is through the developer. And now the developer doesn't respond. So that communication was really stressful for her because she's paying for this service, and now the developer, the freelancer she worked with, is really not giving her that attention. The communication is really bad. She got frustrated to the point that she had to let go of the website that she had, the previous website. Like, she let everything go, and she was like, she wants to create another website afresh. She didn't mind the money she had to pay. She paid it just because she needed somebody that would communicate with her when she has updates, when she has things to do on the website, someone that will be there. Communication is really, really important. Your client should be able to reach you when they have any issue on the project you've worked on for them. It should not be that after, maybe, no matter, because I know some client can actually be difficult to work with. And when you are done with them, you just want it to be the end. You do not want to see that client or hear back from that client. You can still extend grace. You can still communicate. At least the worst thing that will happen is if you do not want to work with that client anymore, tell them, oh, thank you for reaching out, but I'll prefer not to work on this with you. Just give a genuine reason instead of keeping them short and keeping quiet. Some clients might even refer you for other projects if your communication is really, really good. And while the project is ongoing, ensure you carry your clients along. Some people will have projects and maybe they've given the client like a timeline of 3 weeks or a timeline of 4 weeks, that I'll complete this project in 4 weeks. What they will do is during that 4 weeks, there will be no communication. They just want the client to understand that, oh, they are working. And by the end of 4 weeks, they will get the job done and delivered. But you should keep your client active. You should keep them informed that, oh, I'm working. I just finished so section today. And by next week, we are going to round up this. We are going to start working on this. Just give them updates, carry them along. You don't need to shut them off, and they will now start feeling like you are not doing anything. Some clients will see you posting on social media and you've not updated them in about 2 weeks, and they'll start feeling like, is this person even working? Is this person doing anything on my project? And some of them will actually feel like you're intentionally delaying their project because they now see that you post, but you've not told them anything about the updates of their project. Like, oh, I've done this, I've done that. We only have one step left and we'll be done with this project. So you need to communicate with your clients. And communication also helps you to discover any issues that might arise on the project you're working on. So when you communicate with your clients and you let them know that this is what I've done, this is what is left, they can tell you that, oh, okay, can we do this? I was thinking of adding this, or can we remove this part? So constant communication will keep you up to date with your client's need, and it also keep your clients up to date with how far you've gone, your progress on their project. It will let them have this assurance that you are working and everything is going on smoothly. And it also helps to know that, oh, there's no issue. So because if there's an issue, you would have communicated to them. But if you don't communicate, you don't say anything, you don't speak, then your client is just out there wondering if you are working or not. So communication is really, really important. It's the most important part actually, because the way you communicate with your client and what you say to your client during the course of a project will really determine if they want to work with you again or not. And it will also determine if they want to refer you to someone else that they know or not. So you need to give them that really good experience by ensuring that you communicate properly with your client. The next thing I want to talk about is under promise and over deliver. This really, really works and it does magic if you know how to play your game. Now, most people make it reverse. They overpromise and underdeliver. And that is the worst thing that you can do to yourself and to your career. When you overpromise and you don't deliver as expected and you don't deliver what you've promised, you've told the client, I'm going to get this done in 2 weeks, I'm going to get this done in a week, and 1 month, you're not 50% done. You are still going. You are not close to finishing at all. And you promised 1 week. So that's a big problem. It's better you extend grace and extend the timeline for the job. If your client asks you, how long will it take you to get this job done? And you know it will take you about 3 weeks to get it done. You could tell the client 4 weeks or 5 weeks. especially if this client is not telling you, I need express job, I need you to complete it within 7 days. They are not rushing you. They simply ask you, how long will it take? Now, you don't need to lie and say, oh, I'll finish it in 1 week or I'll finish it in 2 weeks. You need to actually plan for unforeseen circumstances and issues that may arise in the course of the project. So you need to actually try to extend the timeline and do not overhype what you can do and the delivery you will give for that project. It's good to tell your client that I'm going to do a good job, but you don't need to oversell it like, by the time I'm done, you're going to even tip me. The job I'll do for you is going to be perfect. You don't need to say that, because now you've raised the expectation level. They now want you to do something out of the world. They want you to do something extraordinary, something they've not seen before. They want to be wowed. And now, if you deliver a basic, it could be good, but you've already raised the bar and raised the expectation, and now they're expecting that what you're going to deliver, it's not going to be the usual thing that any other person can do. So the expectation is now high, and when you now deliver, you deliver lower. That is really going to go bad for you as a freelancer, and it's not really going to help you retain this client, because it will be like, I was expecting 100% and you delivered 70. 70 is still a pass mark, but I was expecting 100, so it's not excellent. So when you let them feel like, okay, you can get the job done and you can get it done so time, and then you beat that expectation and even do more, and you over deliver, they will be very, very happy. They'll be like, wow, that was fast. I wasn't expecting the project to be this fast. I'm so happy. Thank you so much. They are going to be grateful. They are going to be very appreciative of what you've done. And that itself is going to go well for you, because now they can speak and they can refer you to people that, oh, this person completed this job even before the expected timeline, and this person did a really good job, even more than I expected. That is what you want. It shouldn't be like, I had to chase this freelancer before they could finish my project. It took forever after they promised me 2 weeks. You do not want that. So under promise and over deliver. So these are the four key things you need to note after you've gotten this high paying job and you want to retain this high paying job. These are the four key information that you need to know. Understand your client's business goal, keep the relationship warm, communication is key, under promise and over deliver. So the next thing is building a strong professional network. Now, when you have when you are growing in your career, it is really, really important to have a strong professional network. Now, your network should be people that can refer you for jobs, people that can employ you for, like, they need your service, so they've employed you for that job, or they can refer you out. So people that can help one way or the other for your career growth. These are the people that should be in your professional network, not just random people that has really nothing to do for your career growth. So, and one of the reasons why you need to build a strong professional network is this: referrals from trusted peers close deals faster. So I can like, there are a couple of times some of my friends reached out to me like, oh, Tega, I need a virtual assistant, because I spoke about having a virtual assistant. They told me, Tega, I need a virtual assistant. And I'm like, they asked, do you know anybody? And I said, yes, I do. Now, what this did is it automatically gave them that idea that, okay, for me to refer this person, number one, they are good at their job, and they are who they say they are. So this actually helped the people I referred to get the job without even doing any interview. It was now more of, let's discuss, how do you work, what is your charge, and so on and so forth. Can you do this for me? It wasn't a question of, can you actually do your job? Because now they were referred by somebody that they trusted, so it made it easy for both parties. The person hiring didn't have to go through the whole stress of knowing if they can trust this person. Is this person for real, or is it going to be what I ordered versus what I get? So it makes it easy for both ways. So you need to have a strong professional network, people that you can get referrals from, people that will see you and be like, oh, like maybe they see a post or somebody reached out to them that, I need a website developer. You need to have somebody that can refer you and call your name that this person can get the job done. So you need to build a strong professional network. And the first thing is having people that can refer you. Network with people that can refer you. Your peers in the industry, people that have gone ahead of you, people that can need your service. Network with them. Let them know this is what you do, and should anybody need your service, you are available. Network with them so that they can refer you for deals. Another thing is follow and network with purpose. I mentioned this earlier. Before you network with anybody on any job platform or social media platforms that you use for job like Twitter, you need to have a purpose. Like, what purpose will this person serve in my career? If I send a connection request to this person, how is it going to help me get my next job? How is it going to help me? Because you can network with people that when you get that job, you run to them to ask questions, right? So there should be a purpose for every single thing that you are doing. Now, the next one is engage with other people online, be noticeable. You want to build a strong professional network, but you are very, very shy. Nobody knows you exist. How will they notice you? How will they even refer you to job when nobody even knows you? You are just very shy. You don't post, you don't engage with people, you don't network with people, nobody knows you. Maybe you make a post and it's just one or two likes from your friends from home. So it's not really going to help you. You need to engage with other people online, even on LinkedIn. When you come across a post relating to what you do, go under the comment section, read the post carefully and drop an intelligent comment that will let people know that, okay, this person is knowledgeable in this area, in this field. This person knows what they are saying. Do not join people to give generic response, like suggested response by LinkedIn, like just wow, impressive. No, you don't need to do that. You need to engage in a way that actually makes sense. Let people know that, okay, the person behind this comment has, like, the person has something upstairs, the person is wise, this their comments make sense. By doing that, you are going to make yourself noticeable. They will notice you easily, like, oh, this person makes sense, I would like to be friends with this person. And then another thing that this does for you is when you engage with people and they begin to notice you, they return the favor. When you engage with posts and comments from people that you admire in the industry and people that you would like to work with, they will start returning the favor. Or even if they don't do that, even if they don't engage your own post, they are going to now know that, okay, this person exists. I've seen a comment on my post a couple of times. One day they are going to click on your profile, like, what does this person do? And they will say, like, oh, you're a mobile app designer or you're a graphic designer. And now they now know your name, they know what you do. And when opportunity comes knocking, they are going to think of you as one of the people they can refer for a job. So that's why it's good to have a strong professional network. Okay, so the next thing is how you manage your project and task. You've gotten this high paying job, high paying gig. How do you manage the project? How do you manage the task? How do you manage everything that you are doing? Some of you will have meetings in the morning, you want to finish working on an Excel sheet in the afternoon, you need to deliver a visual or a graphic design in the evening, and everything you are doing is just all around. You are not managing your time properly, you're not managing the project properly, and the timing and everything is just clashing. So you need to use project management tools. You need to write down what you want to do for the day. You need to assign your project and give it a priority level. You need tools like Asana, Notion, ClickUp, or even your notes, your phone, the notes section on your phone. Go there, write down what you have to do for the day. Meeting with Mr. Patrick, meeting with Mr. Sheung by 9 a.m., work on social projects by 1 p.m. Just use tools, use something that will help you to manage your project so that you have like a detailed plan for the work you're doing and you're not just going up and down without having any direction. The second thing is always keep your project and task organized for clarity. It's really, really good to have everything you are doing, everything you're working on, have it organized. It's going to help you in the long run. And then the next thing is keep your workflow neat. Yeah, so some of you, when they enter your um work file, it's really, really hard to navigate. You don't know the beginning, you don't know the end, you don't even know what to do. It's only the person working on the project that can tell that, oh, this is where we start from, oh, this is the next part, because any other person cannot make sense of what you've done. So try your best to keep your workflow neat. Because like for me, for instance, I'm a mobile app designer, website designer. I sometimes give my clients access to my file, like, okay, just for you to track what I've been working on so far and for you to see for yourself in case there's any correction to be made or any issues you note while I'm working. This is access to the file. I can give you a view only access. So I need my client to know exactly what they are looking at. Where is the beginning of this project? Where have you gotten to? They need to understand everything properly. So keep your workflow neat and organized and your projects neat and organized. So the next thing here is adapting to market changes. Now you've gotten a job and this job pays you in dollars. How do you ensure that you adapt to market changes? Because now it's the age of technology and the age of getting everything done fast, getting everything done easier and better. The first thing you need to do is you need to learn new tools that your niche is adapting. So in my industry, there was an update that was released in Figma for you to, like, things and tools that were added into the Figma app and the Figma software to make everything easier for you. So if you're in an industry and they've added new tools that everybody is now using, initially there was Figma, now Framer, and so on and so forth. If there's a new tool that people are now adopting, people in your industry are using this tool right now, you have no business getting left behind. You need to learn this tool because it's going to make your job easier. It's going to make it easier and faster for you to actually deliver your job to your clients. And it's going to actually help you in the long run to retain this client, because they'll feel like, oh, this person is actually actively learning new tools to make this job easier, to make this job better for us, and to make your, like, when you make your job easier, faster, you're actually helping your client's business as well. And this will also make them see you that, oh, this person is actively learning, this person wants to be better at their job. You're not just comfortable with the basic knowledge that you have. So you need to learn new tools that your niche is adopting. The second thing is take short frequent courses. So some people, their first and only course that they took was like maybe a few years ago, and they didn't see the need to take another course. That is really, really wrong. You don't want to get left behind at all. If there are new things that maybe back then the way they were doing things was different, now there is a different way of doing it, and you don't learn, you don't take courses, you don't want to learn this thing, what is going to happen is the old way of doing things that you know might start to affect your client's business. It might start to affect your job that you have. Because when you keep doing things the old way and the whole world has shifted away from the old way, it might begin to affect your clients. For instance, back then, there were the way we designed website that wasn't really so cool, really old school. When you still land on some website, you can tell that the website was designed and developed years ago, because there are new trends and new things that are in existence now. And if it's not on that website, you can easily tell that this old website looks really, really old. It doesn't look cool at all. So that's just it. You need to learn, you need to take courses just so that you can stay ahead of the industry trends and the changes in the industry, which will in turn help you do a good job. So you take short, frequent courses. Don't make it like once in 3 years or once in 4 years before you update your knowledge about what you do. So the next one is learn new ways to get the job done faster and better, e.g., artificial intelligence. So artificial intelligence is here to stay. There's nothing we can do about it. And it's the future. And we are currently entering the future, which is the future of AI. So everything now can be done 10 times faster with AI. There's nothing like creative block. You don't know what to do. You don't know what to write. Artificial intelligence will make your job easier. So there's no need to be scared that artificial intelligence will take your job or it will do this. You need to learn how to integrate this into your job so that you can do a faster job. Everybody wants their job to be completed fast. Everybody wants to ship fast. You want your business, people that you're working with always want to be one step ahead of their competition. So if you can use AI to ensure that you get everything done for them fast so that they are a step ahead of their competition and they stay in business, that means you too can stay in your job. When the company you are working with makes money and everything is going well for them, it helps you. They won't have to downsize and cut or sack some people because they don't have the capacity to pay salaries. So when you do a faster job, a better job to help your business, your company or your client stay in business, you're ultimately helping yourself as well. So you need to learn these things. When you are fast, you deliver good job, you are very fast, they wouldn't want to let go of you because what more are they looking for? Do they want to go for somebody that is slow, that doesn't do the job fast? No. So you need to be the full package, basically. Be the full package. You can use AI, you can get a job that will normally take you 3 weeks to complete. You cannot get it done within 1 week. That is what your client wants. So that is just it, basically. You need to learn new ways to get your job done faster and better. And one of it is artificial intelligence. So learn AI. And the final thing I'm going to focus on is number one, focus on being seen and valuable. So you want to get this job, you need to be seen. The job will not come and meet you in your room in Ikorodu where nobody knows you or knows what you do. You still need to put yourself out there. You need people to see you for you. You need people to see you that this is what you do. This is Tega. She's a designer. They need to know you. They need to see you and associate you with what you do. And you need to be valuable. Show the value that you can bring. By the type of content you put out there, people will know that okay, you have something valuable to offer. So be seen and be valuable. Number two, don't just chase clients, build a brand. Don't just be all after, let me just get the job, deliver, get my money and go. No, build a personal brand. Let your brand speak for you. Let people associate you with your brand and know that, oh, this person has a brand, they cannot fuck up, they have to do a good job. So build your brand. Then the next thing is turn one-off jobs into long-term partnership. Like I said, the relationship you keep with your client, the way you communicate, and the way you handle the project or the job they gave to you will really determine if the job can turn into something long-term. There are lots of people that when they get a job, they place them on 3 months probation, and some people will still like disappoint, and they could be really skilled at what they do, but their communication might be bad. There could be issues with like maybe anytime they come to work or anytime they log in that, oh, I've clocked in for work today. They could have network issues. Anytime they're having meetings with their team, network issues, no lights, no this. So you don't want to do all those things. You want to ensure that you try your possible best to do a good job that will turn one-off jobs into long-term partnership. And the last thing is always play the long game. Yeah, so you need to know that I'm doing this so that they can come back in the future and they can also refer me to their friends and family that will need my service. So whatever you are doing, no matter how you feel like, oh, this client is pissing me off, just try your best to keep your cool, keep your calm, because the client can come back for in the nearest future with better projects for you, and they could employ you long term. So just try your best to always play the long game. So yeah, and we are going to briefly talk about Clever, because thanks to Clever, I'm able to tell you and discuss everything that I've discussed with you guys today. So, Clever Bank is really the bank that you want to use when you get these high paying jobs. I use Clever Bank, and I can tell you their service is really, really fast. You can get your USD account set up in minutes, and you can experience capped fees on all your USD deposits. And everything is capped at $20. So it's really, really cheap. It's nothing that, oh, the charges on your transactions is not really too much. So yeah, that's that. Your USD easily, you want to get money from PayPal, from Upwork, whatever platform, YouTube, Google AdSense, whatever platform you want to use to get job, or you want to just give in client your US account, Clever can do that for you. So it's a really, really good platform. payments from different platforms like Upwork can come in through your Clever account, and you can send and receive your USD directly within Clever just by giving your Clever tags to the next person that wants to send you money. Their exchange rate is really, really good. I mean, the last time I tried to exchange dollar to naira, the rate was really good. Like, very competitive rate. I like it. So that's one thing I can say for sure. And their KYC is really, really easy and simple. It doesn't take forever to verify your account and get started. So, and another thing is your withdrawals to your Naira account reflect within seconds. If your network is too bad, let's say a minute, you've gotten your money. So it's really, really fast. That I can tell you for sure. And you can get a virtual dollar card. You want to pay for um subscriptions, Mid Journey, ChatGPT, whatever subscription you want to pay for, Figma subscription, you can use your USD virtual dollar card from Clever to do that. And you can actually fund your account in Naira and convert it to USD for free. For instance, you want to start saving in dollars, and maybe the client paid you in naira but you want to keep your money in dollars. What you do is you fund your naira account, your Clever Naira account, and then you convert it to USD, which will reflect in your dollar account, your USD account. So these are some of the perks of using Clever Bank, and I can assure you there are a lot of better, like, so many perks that you will get access to. There's the coins. For each transaction you make, you get to earn a coin, and when that coin is up to a certain amount, you can convert it to USD, withdraw it, and spend your money. So basically you get paid again for using their platform. So it's really cool. And there's a link in the chat box that you can use to set up your Clever account if you've not done that yet. And if you already have a Clever account, what you need to do is to start using it to receive your payments from Upwork, from Google AdSense, and whatever platform you want to receive payments from, or even from your clients. Start using your account to receive payments, because the everything about them is really, really fast, and their customer support is good. So yeah, it's now time for questions and answers. And I'm going to hand over to King Henry and Sheung before we start taking questions, should in case they have anything to talk about. So thank you, guys.
All right. Thank you so very much, Tega Designs. It was truly a very inspiring session. Um, is Seun here? Permission to proceed, sir.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Tega. I believe we have learned a lot from today's session, and I know you now have what it takes to take the next step. So thank you to the 3MTT team, for working with us, to bring opportunities like this to a lot of hundreds of thousands of people, right? So for any question on Clever, feel free to email us. Our email is contact@getclever.com, or you could send us a message on any of our social media handles. You would get a response. Then, and in terms of signing up, just like Tega has said, there's a URL in the chat. Once you sign up, just put 3MTT as a referral code. You could also visit getclever.com yourself. So if you visit getclever.com, or you go on your Play Store or iOS store and you download the Clever app, when signing up, just use 3MTT so that we know that it's from this session. So the benefit of that is your your first USD deposit, that is the first dollar income you make, the fees will be waived, right? So that's also another benefit from signing up through the 3MTT platform. So we're super excited. Thank you again. I know we've learned a lot, and till when we bring opportunities like this again, keep, if you're not following 3MTT on socials, please follow 3MTT, on all social media handles. Subscribe to the YouTube channel as well, and engage with us. So thank you, committee manager King Henry. Thank you, Tega. Thank you, every other person on the 3MTT team. And thank you, everyone listening to us. Actually, thank you for staying tuned as well. The entire team at Clever says thank you. All right.
All right. Drum rolls and clapping of hands. So thank you so much, Clever. You're doing something very fantastic, and thank you for co-hosting and sponsoring this very special one for us. We're super excited. And yeah, we really had a very, 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 very fantastic session with Stega Designs. I really did learn so much. Literally, I was taking notes, and she's really, shared just around every core thing you really need to excel, landing those remote gigs, and of course, staying and having long-term relationships with your clients, right? One of the key things, just a brief review. One of the key things she made mention and spoke about was um, you know, our social media presence, right? I know social media is a very fun and exciting place to, get to pass time and do a couple things, right? But you can go beyond that, right? She said establish a personal brand. So set up your personal brand and, be very, very creative. Show yourself out there on social media, set up your social media very nicely. What are your services? What are your skills? And always do your very possible best that contents that you make on your social platforms, be it LinkedIn or TikTok, whichever, let it, resonate with a particular niche. If you're someone that's very I'm good with the designing. If somebody skims through your profile page, they should tell that, oh, this guy is actually a designer. If you're somebody that loves code or you're a software engineer or a full stack or a front end or back end, someone skimming through your page should be able to tell, right? So all of these ways are really, things that could really help you, you know, attract clients, right? Foreign, high paying clients. Very important because, it's not really yeah, so it's very, very, and she also made another very key thing is networking with purpose. Networking with purpose. A lot of time people would say they just want to make friends or you just want to network, kind of network with purpose. Like people are actually very busy. And when you have that few minutes with them, ensure you're selling your value. Who are you? What do you do? And also trying to get to acquaint with them. Who are they and what do they do? Right. So just in case anything comes out, you keep in touch. A couple of opportunities could come up and surely they'll reach out to you, right? And now keeping these people is another very key thing. Like she made mention of course, we all want to keep earning in dollars, right? Now, another very important and exciting thing. So while I'm actually doing all of this talking too much, please forgive me. I just wanted to wrap up everything. Be sure this is really I learned so much and I want to this is me summarizing all that I learned. So you can do that for yourself. It's a very way to test your cognitive, right? So this was really a very exciting session, right? So while the session was going on, surely a lot of you might have questions, right? So all of your questions and things you need clarity on, kindly ensure that you are typing them in the chat, especially if you're connected on YouTube. Make sure that all of your questions are being typed on YouTube, right? So I'll be picking up your questions and I'm going to be asking our host about these questions. So the last part of the summary I was doing, you know, you should be very, very important. You should be very, very conscious about, the business or the client's goals. What does that client want to achieve? A client might want to do something, but the way he wants to go about it might be the wrong way. Be kind enough to be like, I've been designing for a while, or I've been building solutions for a while. If you actually do this way, is actually going to help you do this. It's going to help you achieve this. And of course, when you show that sense of ownership and care, despite it's not your father work, but you want your clients patronizing you to enjoy value, you are you are really going way beyond um client worker to actually establishing a relationship that you actually do care and really love um and really looking forward to your clients, progress, right? So that too is very, 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 very important. Be very, assist your clients and be also ready to communicate. She cited an instance how a client didn't mind spending so much just to redo, you know, an existing system, just because she needs somebody that she can communicate with. So Tega, can you confirm you can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, but there was a break in transmission.
All right. Thank you so much. A little call came up. So yeah,
Okay.
thank you so much. So yeah, it was a really exciting session. Thank you so much. And despite all of these things we've learned, that Tega has really inspired us about getting those jobs. When you get those jobs, somebody tell you they want to pay you $8,000, 3,000 euros, 4,000 euros. Your next issue would be, how do I receive this money? And that is why we have Clever here. So do not forget, you can go to the Play Store, search Clever, create an account, and of course, type 3MTT as your ref. And Shane also shared an exciting opportunity you get to enjoy, which is the fact that your very first transaction will be free. You don't have to pay for any charge. So I would really love to say a very big thank you to once again to Clever for sponsoring this very exciting session, right? So yeah, so this is question and answer time, QA session with our host. So if you have questions, like we said earlier, kindly ensure that you're typing it in the chat, and I'll be picking them and asking um um Tega designs. And I think we can do that in just about 5 minutes, right? So I while you were going on Tega, Jibril Mohammed actually asked a question. He said, please, sister, can you show us practical example so that we can grab more of what you are teaching? And yeah, it's really exciting when we get to share knowledge, you citing instances. And one of the instances you cited was, about a client rebuilding her systems because the engineer was not responsive. I don't know if you have any other instance you would like to cite or a personal experience you'd also love to share to also elaborate on the theme of this session.
Okay, so I would like to know, like, I spoke about a lot of things. Which of it does he want me to talk about or show practical example?
So I really want us to channel it towards, landing high paying job and also keeping, right? So you can connect them or you can just pick one using maybe real experiences, maybe from your end or from your friends.
Okay, so I feel like I've explained enough, but I can go again and give an example, right? So
Yeah, just
let's
pick
say
that.
about networking, communication, and being noticeable. Let me just use that last one. You need to be seen. That is what I actually made it like one of the final tips that I shared. And so I'm going to share a story of how I got my first remote job that paid me in dollars. And that was from earning 50,000 naira, working 9 to 5, entering traffic, going to work, to randomly landing a remote job in tech. And this was how I got the job. I had this app on my phone back then, few years ago actually. And I noticed there are some things about this app that was not so cool as a user. So what I did was I went to search, I made my research and got the founder's email address. And I started sending email like, hello, I use your app. I have your app on my phone and I always encounter this issue. I think you can do this, you can do that. And coupled with the fact that I had this customer service experience. So it was easy for me to see things in a way that, oh, this is not really a nice experience from your customer. This is not really good. Can we do this? So I started sending suggestions, and the problem that was like I started sending suggestions and the problem that that app had. So I sent that to the founder and I got a response. So we kept that communication going for like few months. I think it was about 2 or 3 months. We kept that communication going. I'll send feedback. And what later happened was he would now share his ideas about what they want to do on that app to me just to ask for my opinion because now all of them were seeing it from this tech point of view. And I was bringing a fresh perspective as a customer care representative. Now, the first thing I did was I had to make sure I got noticed. Like, I didn't just go to the app store to drop a review. I went the extra mile. I wanted them to notice me, even though I didn't know it was going to land me a job, but I was just doing that. Let me just try my luck. So after a while of having that conversation back and forth. One day he told me, okay, can we take this conversation to WhatsApp? Because initially it was through email. So we were exchanging mails. Then we took the conversation to WhatsApp. And after that, shortly after that, he told me, oh, they are working on a new product and they would like me to be part of their team. And that was how I got my first remote job. He didn't even ask me like, did you are you a university graduate? Do you know anything about tech? No. It was just about the fact that number one, I care about their business. I showed that concern and I communicated it to them. So it was like, oh, you want my business to grow, you want my project to, be good, be better. That care, that concern, and that's my thought process that I showed. That was what got me that job basically. And that was it. And after I got the job, what I did was I tried my best to ensure that I kept on delivering. And like within 3 months, my salary was increased again and he thanked me like thank you. So it was really unexpected, but I had to like do some things to let me get that opportunity. I positioned
Expected,
myself.
but I have to like
Someone's mic is on. So I positioned. I think cross Baba, you need to mute your mic, please. Okay, so I did some things to put me in that position to get that job. I didn't
Yeah,
just stay on the sidelines. So that's one of the things you can do. I think that's like a practical example of what happened to me in my real life experience. And yeah, so it wasn't, there was a couple of things that went into that, from making myself noticeable to the way I communicated to doing my research and every other thing. So that was what landed me the opportunity.
yeah, really exciting. Thank you so very much for that instance. And it's really exciting getting to see a real life experience, right? And that is actually the sweetest way to get jobs through recommendations or relationships. You wouldn't have to go through, you know, Herculean interview processes, do this, do that, and 2 months later or 3 months later, after different interview cycles, they might tell you, unfortunately, give you the love letter. So yeah, thank you so much. So always, that's also another means. You can also look out for, startups and platforms. Just share with them based on your knowledge what you think would be nicer. And just like that, anything could happen, just like Tega Designs, right? So I see a couple questions too. People are some people says they're having issues with the Clever. Ejiro Obire, we saw your question. Please drop link to create a Clever account here. Yeah, it's pinned. It is pinned. So just check the pinned link. Also, you can just go to um Play Store, just type Clever, download the app, go to your app store, type Clever, download your app, and just type TMTT as your reference or referral, and just set up your account. And so I think I would also leave this to you, Shane, if you're on board. A couple persons are complaining, I haven't gotten my account number on Clever to date. Okay, Udo Emmanuel just created a Clever account. Congratulations. Udo Emmanuel, thanks you. Tega Designs, and a couple other appreciation messages on the chat. People say they learned so much. Yes, that's the plan. I was so excited you really got to learn so much. So, and I still see a couple more questions. God of power settle on the cross. Please just go to Play Store, type on Clever, right? Download the app and just follow the process. It's a very simple form. First name, last name, just type as requested. So, Shane, I don't know if you love to add anything for maybe people having account creation issues. And okay, so like Shane also made mention of, if you still have challenges, you can always reach out to Clever, either on their social media or you send them an email. Um, okay, Hawa just also dropped another one. He said his KYC was denied and he couldn't proceed with his process. So, Shane, I don't know if you'd love to maybe say a thing or two for those trying to create accounts and how to also get to assist and help them resolve that speedily.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes. Um, okay, so yes, if you click on the link, it takes you to a sign up page where you sign up and you complete the process, and then when you're done, um, I mean, it's very straightforward. You know, you need your KYC information. You put in the address. Put in, and if you ever need any support, just send it to contact@getclever.com, right? Take a screenshot and just tag it, and you get a response instantly, right? But it's pretty straightforward. In fact, you typically just spend less than 5 minutes in the entire process, right? So, but if you have any other questions, okay, there are some parts within the flow that um, pick what is closest. So, for instance, they will ask, like, there's a part where would you like to receive payments the most, right? So, just more like something similar to what you would like to do. Okay, as a freelancer, obviously, Upwork is a critical point, right? Or business payments, right? If you're a student, put students in there. So, just something closest to what you'd love to do, if in any case. But every other thing it's very straightforward. Thank you very much. Hello. Hello.
Okay, so yeah, there's a question in the chat from Bright Innocence, and he's raised his hand since. So I don't know if I can just take the question now.
Yes, please.
Okay, so Bright Innocent said, "Hi Tega, I'm so happy to join this meeting. My question is about the content creation part. Okay, I'm currently creating a fitness app which I'm building in public, explaining my thought process and the ideas behind it. And this my content usually gets low impressions on LinkedIn, but I often seen a lot of people posting a design, but the hold on, posting a design, but they writing a different caption from their post, maybe explaining their tech journey and getting massive engagement and impressions. Am I doing it the wrong way? Someone's mic is on. Am I doing it the wrong way? Is there a good way I can write my content to engagement in my post? Thank you so much. So yeah, I spoke about content style. For every platform, they have different content style. What works on LinkedIn, I mentioned long form content works on LinkedIn. Now you're building an app in public, a fitness app. You want to let us know what led to that decision. What sparked that interest in you? Like tell us a story around what you're doing. So everybody is like LinkedIn is like a professional place. People are bored. People have been working all day. That HR person has been working all day. That CEO has been working all day. They are bored. They don't want to just read, here is the app I'm working on. a fitness app. What do you think?
Yeah. Hey.
No, Jane, can you mute your mic, please? So they don't want to read boring stuff. You need to tell us the story behind what you've done and what you posted. Like, my name is Innocent. A while back, I went to the gym and there were so many issues, like maybe the gym was too crowded or so many things, or you wanted to book a gym session and you couldn't get it done until you go to that place. So just tell us a story about what led to that decision to this app you're building in public, and tell us what you found out so far from the research you've done. Let it be a story. Let people be reading it and feel like, oh, yeah, like they're there with you. Carry them along, like your thought process. That's the way you can get that engagement you are looking for on LinkedIn. You have to present whatever you are saying in a storytelling format. You can't just post what you do and be like, this is the app, fitness app. Yes, this is it. No, you need to tell a story about what led to this decision, what you've done so far, what you've achieved so far with what you're doing, and tell us if there are any issues that you've come across while building this app. Tell us. So just share your story. That is what works on LinkedIn, actually. I hope I've been able to answer your question.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. Right, Innocent. Hope you did have your clarity there. So yeah, Bright says thank you. Thank you, Tega. So yeah, even any content you're trying to do, always use the story pattern. Even though you're trying to pitch with investors, you do not just go and just start talking, because story helps you easily connect to the emotion of your audience, right? So yeah, we've finally come to the end of this. I want to say a very special thank you to Tega, to Shane. Super exciting to get to connect with you. Um, and to all of you on the call. I trust you've learned so much. So feel free to always share the link to your friends who you feel very certain is going to get so much value from this. And so yeah, before we round up, I don't know, do we have any final thoughts, any final thing to share before we say bye? Um, anything? Do you have any final thing to share?
Yeah, so I have one thing to share, and it's just like an advice to everybody. If you are looking to land that high paying job, you need to remove that spirit of shyness in your life. You cannot be shy and you want to stand out among the crowd. I mean, the job market is really, really saturated and tough right now. And especially for us Africans and we are in this part of the world, you need to do more to get the barest minimum. So you cannot be shy. You need to step out of that comfort zone and always look for how you can be one step forward. So aside from emulating things that people in this part of the world that you look up to, like people in your industry that are doing really well in Nigeria, aside from emulating, you want to also take people from US, people from UK. How do they do, like if you are a designer, what type of designs do these people put out there? Because style difference. The way I'm going to design an e-commerce store for a Nigerian brand might not be the way a client in US will want theirs. If you are very familiar with Chinese companies, the way their website is really, really choked up. They have so many information. So there are so many things that is different based on location. So you always need to be one step ahead. Try to go out there, just learn from other people, learn from your target audience. Stop being shy. Put yourself out there. Let people put a name to your face. Let them know that this is Tega, she's a designer, this is who she is. Don't be shy. Put yourself out there so that opportunities will not pass you by. And yeah, I wish everybody good luck in their search for high paying jobs. Bye.
Thank you so much, Tega. Nuruddin, why are you dropping this now? Tega, I don't know if you have a minute. Is Tega still on the call? Okay. I don't know if you have a minute. Nuruddin, just, you don't need to talk too much because you've already said everything I said. Nuruddin just dropped a good question. He's targeting the aspect where he spoke about networking. He said for a tech sales, who are the people to reach out to? And I really think this is a self-explanatory question, but it's fine. I think it would be nice to have you say maybe less than a minute. Also share what you think. Tech that designs.
Yeah, so Henry, you said it all. It's a self-explanatory question. Like, you don't know my target audience. I don't know your target audience. You are the one that have learnt this thing. You are the one in this business. You know what you do. You know people that need your services. You don't need anybody to tell you. A doctor knows who needs their service. Somebody that sells food knows there is an hungry person or somebody that wants to eat that needs their service. So you yourself know what you've learnt, and you know the type of people that will benefit from your service and people that can pay you. So you're a tech sales rep. What type of tech tools do you sell? Who are the people that will need it? Where can you find them in numbers? That is what you should target. You should know what you do. I don't know the type of things you sell. Is it hardware? Is it software? So you should know the people that need what you sell and then look for them and where you can find them in numbers. That's just the advice. So you need to do your own research. If you don't know the people that need your service, people that can buy from you, then enter social media, enter Google and search who are the people that will need so item that I sell. So do that research and just know the people that need your service, people that can buy from you, basically.
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you so much, Tega. Yeah. So what are you selling, right? What are you selling? You have to really know. You go and look for your clients, right? They're everywhere. Of course, it's not that all of them will consent to you, but even though they do not, you keep trying, right? Are you selling, a hospitality solution, maybe maybe record keeping solution? You know where to go to. You want to go to government, you want to go to people that owns bookshops. If it's hospitality, you want to go to hotels, you want to go to bars, you know, if it's something for a hospital, maybe you're building a health tech solution, you want to visit, you start with your hospital in your street or your closest streets or your junction. You go and try, and sometimes when you're trying to get traction, you're trying to, you know, although maybe you're not, if it's just software where you want to get to be able to sell, sometimes you can just put people on some trial, let them try it before they commit. Otherwise, you go and meet them, you beg them, tell them, tell your friend for me, or yeah, just try this thing. And just that small hospital in your street that you think they don't have money, you might be causing to the owner of a hospital in the US. And that way you sell. So whatever thing you're selling, go and look for them. If you're selling health tech, go and visit hospitals or clinics. If you're selling for hospitality businesses, you visit hotels. If you're selling school management system, you visit schools. So it's not like you need to go for one tech something. Because tech actually more like encompasses all. So Cross Baba dropped the question. He said, "What's your opinion on code DM?" So first of all, I think Tega has spoken a lot about talking. Of scams and scams. So it's going to yield you more results. Let's say if you send 1,000 code DMs, anybody, you might be getting just about two persons that might even decide to let them just see what you're saying. But the best way to convert is really when maybe visit tech events, participate in tech events, hack things, network with purpose. Like
Okay, Sean, I don't know if you guys can hear me, but I can't hear King Henry anymore. Wanted to know if it's just my network.
Yeah, hi Tega. Okay, I think King Henry's network. Tega, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, I think it is um King Henry's network. But okay, I think we're good. Let's just wait for him. Let's give him some
So
moments to.
so sorry, my network. I don't know what happened though. I just saw myself rebooting. So sorry. So did I hope I didn't miss anything serious? I was just rounding up the session. Um, Seun, were you taking anything?
Oh no, I was just saying that um you'll be joining in a few moments, so they should. But I'm
Okay.
happy that you're back. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So yeah, I was just so if you want to build communities too, just at King Henry CRUZ me on any social media, and I'm there for you so that I can receive foreign currencies on my Clever accounts too. So at King Henry Cruz on all social media, you know, ecosystem and community building. So thank you so much for this very beautiful session, and let's have a very beautiful weekend. Enjoy your weekend.
Yeah, thank you everyone. Okay, bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.